Okay, my friends, welcome back to another episode of On 2 Feet. We are crushing it down Lake Mary Road here on the CRF 300 LS. The lake is looking beautiful, the cloudless sky is looking beautiful, the sun is coming up, it's getting warm out. I am just having a wonderful, wonderful morning. What do we have planned for this day? I am going to, yet again, attempt to reach the Geographic Center of Arizona. Except today, we're going to try it a little bit differently. Today, what I've got planned is I'm going to go to a fairly accessible trailhead, and then we've got a 23-mile round-trip hike to follow. So it's going to be a long day on foot. The good news is that it will be on a trail. This trail may not be very well groomed or maintained, so it could still be a little, I don't know, dodgy in spots. And who knows? We'll find out. But I don't suspect that we'll be bushwhacking. But the bad news is we do have to ford a river this time, again. But it is the East Verde River instead of the Verde River. So the Verde River, which is what I tried to cross on the last attempt, was raging. It was like 5 foot deep, thousands of cubic feet per second flow rates. And what we have today is the East Verde, which is about 8 feet across and registering a flow rate of 14. We're talking flow rates of like maybe ankle deep, maybe if I can't find some rocks to hop across. That's what we've got planned. I'm very excited. With that out of the way, let's get to it. All right, well, I just rode through a massive swarm of some kind of like midge or water fly of some kind. You can see all the dead ones on my windshield, and I've got like a constellation of dead bugs on my helmet visor as well. So you look at my arm there, you can see all those dead bugs on my arm. Oh, that's disgusting. So many dead bugs. Unbelievable. All right, carrying on. All right, well, it is 8:30 now, and we are entering the town of Strawberry, Arizona. And just up here, we're gonna peel off the highway and start making our way out to the trailhead. And I can already see it on the map, so we're maybe 10 miles away at most. And most of that is paved, so we've probably only got about 5 miles of off-road to do. And then we'll be hoofing it. Some off-road here. This is definitely the road we want. No idea how rough this is gonna be. It could be super easy, could be super chunky, but this is definitely our road. And this is the good part of the road, according to the map. This is like the maintained part. A little loose in here. Not too worried about it. Alright. Honestly, I don't even need to turn the ABS off. I'm just going to leave it on. This is fine. Twin Buttes Trailhead. All right. So this is definitely getting a lot sloppier. And this is clearly to avoid this guy's property. Ooh, yeah, got a little bit of a obstacle there. All right, it's definitely getting chunky now, my friends. This would be tough in a car. You definitely need some kind of Jeep or something. Yikes, this is rough, man. Definitely rough. Is this our trailhead? That is looking pretty rough going up there. So I'm gonna try and go a little bit further. You can see we're not quite where I had it marked, but this looks pretty technical, so this could get interesting. Not sure how rough this is going to be. Whew, yeah, definitely stepping up in difficulty. Okay, we are at the trailhead. We're gonna start the GPS watch here, and there we go, Verde River. 10 miles, but it's more like 11 and a half, so this looks like a really nice, well-maintained trail. So here we go. All right, well, we are about 1.5 miles in, cruising along. It's been very quick hiking, almost 4 miles an hour. And the trail has been really nice so far. It's a little diffuse in places, so it can be a little tough to follow, but as you can see, it's essentially like an old Jeep road. So as long as you stay on this path, it's pretty easy walking. And every once in a while, you know, I check my phone to make sure I haven't strayed, but yeah, it's just been much better than I was anticipating. And I think part of the reason for that is because, as you can see on the ground here, there's a lot of hoof prints. I think this trail is used heavily by the elk herds. So thank you, elk, for keeping this trail well marked for poor idiots like myself. Anyway, I'm just enjoying this. I'm having a blast. I'm not sick with COVID anymore. I was out there for about 8 days with COVID, again, second time. And it just feels nice to be healthy, breathing well, not sick, not tired. And yeah, boy, I'm just soaking it up, soaking it up. Look at this, beautiful, absolutely stunning. We've got some blooming cactus here. That's beautiful, look at that. Wow, quite lovely. All right, my friends, time for a midday check-in. We are at 5.55 miles, which is almost exactly halfway down. So we are a quarter of the way done with our hike, halfway to the center. And this seemed like a great place to stop under this shady tree and get a little snack and rehydrate and kind of get my energy back. And then we'll keep pushing on. As you can see, the trail is still kind of just like an old Jeep road. There's been sections that were really nice single track, and then it kind of spread back out, and there was one place where it split, and I took the wrong split, but figured it out pretty quickly. So we have a Hammer raw energy bar. Pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty fantastic. Huh, I'll have to remember that one. I think that's really all I needed. Just a few calories there, a couple hundred. A single bar, gotta love that. Yeah, there were a couple sections in there where the trail was this beautiful single track, no rocks. I mean, it was a super highway. I was just cruising, but that only lasted about 1 mile. And now we're back to this volcanic chunky stuff. But I will say, I've been impressed with the markings. You can see up here, there's another cairn that someone so wonderfully built for all the wayward travelers like myself. All right, we just turned the corner here, and I'm finally starting to get some familiar views. So this is fantastic. Looking across the way, I can clearly see Verde Butte right there, straight ahead, and I can even see the road coming down the mountain face, kind of angles down, and that's the road we took on the CRF and parked somewhere over there. In fact, I think I can see that disabled truck, the white truck on the hillside. And then we hiked down to the Verde River. So the Verde River is just right down at the bottom here, but we're on the other side now. So this is fantastic. And that's not very far, but man, that's so cool that we can see the road over there. I mean, it's right there, it's clear as day, coming down that hillside. It may not come out in the camera, but I can also obviously see Verde Butte right there, that big pointy rocky spire.
All right, well, we've transitioned over to a legitimate single track trail here in the last mile or two of the descent. However, it's very unused and overgrown. So as much as I love single track, it's obviously a much slower going on this than it was on that primitive road. So we've slowed down a bit, but we're making great time. I can see one of the creeks down here that leads into the Verde River, which is just right down there. So we've got one big descent left down to the river, which starts right around the front of this hill up ahead. And then we're down at the river. So we're 8.5 miles in, and you know, the river's supposed to be at like 10 or something. So we're less than 2 miles from the river now, which is very exciting. All right, we've got ourselves a little gate here. Let's not get ourselves on the barbed wire. Where are the barbs? Ooh, that is tight. Oh, man. Very sharp. This one is very sharp. Very sharp. Oh, yikes. Everything in Arizona tries to stab you. Look at that, I'm bleeding out my finger. Ugh. Just everywhere in my socks. Oh, I can't believe I forgot my gaiters. That's gonna come back to bite me in the butt. All right, well, I hear water. This is our crossing. Oh man, look at that, it's beautiful. Totally crossable. Oh man, it's almost nothing. Fantastic. We're gonna get right across this. We are gonna get our feet wet, but look at that. It's practically a trickle. Oh. That is wonderful. Hello. Welcome to the East Verde River, barely flowing. Look at that, it's a trickle. We are on the other side. This is exciting. The map has us, gosh, probably like less than a mile now. It's such a short hike. Yeah, maybe a mile. I mean, plus or minus a quarter mile, so up to 1.25 miles, but man, this is really exciting. We did it. We are here, literally in the middle of nowhere, on the hillside of this random mountain in Arizona, under this nice shady tree, covered in grass seeds. Look at this. Can you see this? Look at my shoes. It is unreal. I don't care. I don't care. Because right now, at this moment, right here, I checked it on the GPS, within like 2 feet of this perimeter is the Mark Geographic Center of Arizona. And I am parched. I need to drink some water here, but wow, I can't believe we actually made it. I'm dreading the hike back. I think it's gonna be really long. I think it's gonna be really hot. So I can't linger for long because I really do need to start kind of like getting back. All of this last mile has been off trail. There's been no trail whatsoever. So I'll be really happy once I get back to the river. And I can kind of start back up a legitimate trail. But that's it. We're here. I can't believe it. 4 times it took me to get here. And I am almost 12 miles from the motorcycle. So it's gonna be a late day. And but yeah, you can see I got my GPS clocking right there. It's slightly off, 34.27438. It should be 0.2744, so we're within a few feet. And the other one is 111.66015. It should be 6602. So, you know, I walked around and did like a sweep and made sure I covered it, all the area around here, just to make sure that I actually got to the center. But you know, consumer GPS is only accurate to within a few feet anyway. So there you have it. I'm gonna call it at this tree right here. I don't see any sort of benchmark, not that I thought I would, but it's surprisingly still and quiet. And I just pulled a massive thorn out from the bottom of my shoe that was poking up and stabbing me in the bottom of the foot, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I kept taking my shoe off. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna drink up, restock at the river, and then start the slog back up. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. Sitting in the river, it's glorious. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm cooling off. So we're gonna start the hike back up now. It's gonna take a while. Oh, let's do this. All right. Topped off my waters, and I'll put some treatment drops in those. Man, sitting in that creek was like a energy boost, man. It was amazing. Whew. Going up is tough, especially this time of day. I just climbed about 1,500 feet. That was the steepest part, but it's really uphill all the way back. So I am much slower, much more tired, and I still got a really long way to go. Okay, status report. We just hit 18 miles, and I am pooped. Still got 6 miles left, so we're 3/4 of the way. The good news is that most of the climbing is done now, so it's pretty easy walking. But yeah, I am definitely not fully recovered from my little COVID stint there. So I'm just trying to chew up these miles however I can. I'm really glad I brought those water purification drops because I would have definitely run out of water. I still got all those crazy seeds on my shoes. Can't sure if you can see that. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, signing off. Check back in a bit. Okay, what is the situation? Well, you can see it's starting to get dark. The sun's about to set. The good news is I have less than a mile to the bike. Whew, it has been a day. And I am completely out of energy. I've got to climb about 200 more feet and a mile, and then we'll be at the bike. And then we're just gonna change as fast as we can and get on the road to try and ride in whatever fading light we have left. I'll end up doing over 6,000 feet of gain today. Not bad.
Back home safe and sound. It's actually the next day, and as you can hear, my voice is kind of shot from all the dry air. And last night I was still picking cactus spines out of my ankle when I went to bed, so a lot of residual after effects that I'm still dealing with from this hike. But overall, I think it was a great success. I thought I'd make a quick epilogue video, but I'll try to keep it short. and just say thank you for following along on this weird and goofy saga. I'm glad that I can finally close this chapter. I know it seems like a strange, weird odyssey, but if you're into geographical oddities like I am, even though I hiked 24 miles to stand under a random juniper bush in the middle of the desert, it was fantastic. So if you get it, you get it. I don't know, some of you probably just don't get it, but it's one of those things. So at any rate, the semester's over here at the university, so I'm going to have a little bit more free time now, and I'm excited. I've got quite a few adventures planned for this summer. Running, hiking, motorcycling, moto camping, all sorts of good stuff. So stay tuned for that, and for now, I'm going to sign off and say thank you all for following along again, and take care, be safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.